Golf Central on YouTube. Brought to you by the Chrome Soft Golf Ball from Callaway.
Hey there, welcome inside our Golf Channel studios. I'm George Savarikis. What a statement from Max Homa, the final round of the Wells Fargo Championship at TPC Potomac. Difficult conditions, and Homa down the stretch, able to outlast Keegan Bradley and the rest of the field for a two-shot victory. Homa, of course, won earlier this season at the Fortinet Championship. Now he's going to go all the way inside the top 10 in the FedEx Cup standings. And Homa now also in the mix when it comes to potentially the U.S. team for the President's Cup. Max now a two-time winner of this event, the Wells Fargo Championship. Here's the champion in the media center out of Potomac, Maryland.
Feels really good. Obviously seen some low spots on this tour, and for the last 3 years now, kind of finding my stride and racking up 4 wins is crazy. I think I was at TPC Scottsdale practicing in the back of the range, random day, and Nota Begay happened to be back there, so we were chatting, and he said, he's doing some Champions Tour stuff coming up, and he had just mentioned that, you qualified by having 4 wins, and I was like, man, that's crazy. It feels like a lot of wins, and I realized I was 1 away. So oddly, in the back of my head, all of a sudden, I was like, man, I could really use a 4th win, but it just feels good. Career's kind of settling down, and I'm settling into myself as a golfer.
You mentioned walking to sign your scorecard to Joe. You're going back to Maui for the Century Tournament of Champions. He mentioned the Tour Championship, and then obviously you're going to make a big leap here in the President's Cup standings on the United States side. What does this do for your goals moving forward for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I care about nothing more than making that President's Cup team, so I'm really hoping Captain Davis Love III was watching today, or at least somebody messaged him about it. But that's all I've really cared about. I'm not a big goal setter, but Tour Championship and President's Cup, that's about all my focus has been ever since I missed that Ryder Cup last year and the Tour Championship. So this goes a long way.
And last one for me before we take questions out here. You and Lacey recently announced you guys are expecting you win on Mother's Day. How does that feel?
Yeah, sometimes my life feels too good to be true, and this is one of those cases. But it was cool, we joke about it, but the perspective of knowing whether I won or didn't win, I'm going to have a little boy come in with my beautiful wife. So it's cool we won, but end of the day, that's going to be the biggest trophy.
All right, we'll take some questions out here. We will start with Gene.
Max,
microphone, please. Thank you.
Hey, Max, Gene Wong with the Washington Post. Can you take us through the thought process of staying at 18 and that drive, and did it feel as good coming off the clubs as it ended up?
Yeah, it's one of those things. I've been driving the ball so well this season. Tee shot favors my ball flight, a little cut, wind off the right. And I just wanted to give myself a look at birdie, and I knew I had to be in the fairway to do that. And I just try to have some confidence in myself and know that that's kind of been the weapon I've been using best for the duration of the season. So I just got up there, kind of found my slot and just kind of let it go.
Cameron?
When you packed for this tournament, were you expecting the conditions that you got? And how did you sort of pull through it on the second and third days specifically, which were really tough?
Yeah, I fortunately always pack my rain stuff. I very fortunately packed a good attitude because I think that was almost more important than what I was wearing. Today, fortunately, my wife texted my agent, Matt, that I'm a terrible packer, and he sent me a little care package of, a beanie and some gloves and some hand warmers, which I didn't end up using too much, but it was nice to know I had that in my back pocket. But yeah, when I looked at the forecast, it looked rainy. It didn't look like this. But those 2 days in a row, Friday, Saturday, we don't get 2 days in a row like that often, especially without getting pulled off the golf course. And then today, I will say today was a little warmer than I thought it was going to be. So I don't know if it was the adrenaline or what, but it felt all right.
On the right and then in the middle.
Max, you've been so open about the battle with belief, self-belief, all that over the years. Where are you now after winning again? Is that going to be a continuing journey, or do you think you're finally settling to, I believe I should be out here?
It's a continuing journey. I know I should be out here, but every level you get to in this game, there's always something coming next. So like for John Rahm and Scotty Scheffler, the last couple world number ones, it's like you get there and now you have the entire world chasing you down. So it's like, you still have, I'm sure, some minor insecurities about that or thoughts of it. So yeah, as I started to establish myself on this tour when I won this event in 2019, I definitely knew I was capable of being a regular PGA Tour player. But then all of a sudden, last year I get in the top 50 in the world, and then as you start looking around, it's a new crop of people, and then you start thinking to yourself, am I as good as these guys? And then, I want to be top 10 in the world, play President's Cup, play Ryder Cups. Am I good enough to do that? So I've always struggled with it, but I have great people around me who bash me over the head, telling me that I am that guy. And I try to walk around this week believing that and faking it a little bit till I made it. And I will say, I was with my coach Mark Blackburn last weekend in Alabama, and that was a big focus we had. And I will say that the faking it worked, because I showed up today and I felt very tall.
Take one in the middle.
Max, bogey on 13, par, or maybe left one out there on 14. Just the conversation with you and Joe, feeling that golf tournament was yours on 15. How important was 15 towards this result today?
Yeah, ebbs and flows, these golf tournaments. I've watched enough golf, fortunately, to know it's just not going to be linear. It's not going to be easy. Obviously, make a terrible swing off the tee off 13, make a very good bogey, and then hit 3 good shots on 14, don't make birdie. And I just think that I knew that I wasn't going to let that be a big burden. It's going to happen. Keegan hit an amazing drive on the green, made birdie. I mean, I hit good shots and made a par. So it's a little different. I felt good about it. I made one bad swing in 2 holes, and I lost 2 strokes I gave him 2 strokes back. But I felt good. And then, on that 15th tee, Joe gave me just a little pep talk, and I went out there and just kind of got back to it.
On the right.
Max, you and Joe were out on the practice putting green on Wednesday using a level. That's either a sign of someone who's onto something or someone who's maybe a little off. How important was putting this week, and was it the difference between winning and just the top 10? I
think we're onto something. I putted awesome. Every putt I hit, it felt like it looked like it had a chance. And it allowed me to free myself up to just read it and putt. I didn't think about a whole lot. There was not a single stroke thought all week. And, I mean, you have to putt it decent to win. When you putt it like I did this week, it's you almost have to mess up to at least not contend. So that was a humongous part of the week for sure.
Got another one up here from Cameron.
What's next coming up for you? There's obviously a lot of big tournaments coming up. What's your schedule look like?
I've got the PGA Championship, Colonial, and then Memorial. So I got a week at home, and then I'll go play a major.
And do you think it speaks to your versatility that you've won this tournament on 2 pretty different golf courses?
Yeah, it does. I mean, they're a little similar in the sense that it's a lot of mid-long irons, but I would say this golf course off the tee favors me more than Quail Hollow did, but it's nice to see that I can do both. I don't know. I'm very proud of the 4 courses I've won on, because they're different, and I like that about just, I'm going to take 4 anywhere, but I like that there are 4 different ones.
Amazing to look at the career splits for Max Homa, the player that he's grown into. Remember his first win at the Wells Fargo Championship back in 2019. At that point on the PGA Tour in his career, was making just 50% of his cuts. Highest world rank was 68. Flash forward, 3 wins since, making the cut 75% of the time, projected to now be top 30 in the world for the first time in his career. Max Homa now one of 5 players on the PGA Tour this season with multiple wins. Thanks so much for joining us.